I sat in that old wooden rocking chair, the one George bought me 40 years ago, and I watched the maples shed their gold and crimson onto the porch. It's a quiet kind of dying, isn't it? The way a leaf just lets go when its time is done. I always thought death would be a roar, a great crashing wave, or a thief kicking down the front door in the middle of a Tuesday. But when it came for me, it didn't knock. It didn't even whisper. It just felt like wearing a winter coat that was soaked through with freezing rain, heavy, damp, and pulling me toward the floor with a weight I couldn't argue with. They tell you your life flashes before your eyes, but that's not quite right. It's more like the house of your soul starts losing power room by room. First, the peripheral things go dark. You stop caring about the unwashed coffee cup with the chipped rim on the side table. You stop hearing the hum of the refrigerator. Then the walls of time itself start to thin. I was 84 years old, but suddenly I was 6, feeling the red dust of oligoas between my toes. I was 20, dancing in a dress that smelled of lily of the valley and sweat, holding a man whose face I had buried in my heart for 4 decades. I was gone for 7 minutes. 7 minutes where the clock on the wall kept ticking for everyone else. But for me, the clock simply ceased to exist. What they don't tell you about the other side is that there is no other side in the way we've been taught to fear it. We spend our entire lives building fences. Fences between us and our neighbors, fences between our past and our future, fences between the living and the dead. But as the oxygen left my blood and my heart became a statue in my chest, those fences just melted. There wasn't a tunnel with a bright light at the end. It was more like waking up from a very long, very loud party and finally stepping out into the cool, silent night air. The silence. That is the first thing. We are so afraid of silence in this world. We fill it with televisions, with gossip, with the constant, frantic internal monologue of, what did I forget to do? And does he still love me? And why didn't I say something different? In those 7 minutes, the noise stopped. And in that stillness, I realized that the me I had spent 84 years protecting, the woman who worried about her reputation, her garden, and her regrets, was just a costume. A beautiful, weathered, loved costume, but a costume nonetheless. I saw George. Not with my eyes, because my eyes were fixed on the ceiling of my porch, glazed and unseeing. I saw him with a clarity that made our 50 years of marriage feel like a brief introduction. He wasn't gone. He had just been waiting in the silence. He didn't say words. We don't need words there. Words are too small. They are like trying to carry the ocean in a thimble. Instead, there was a recognition. A profound, bone-deep, "Oh, it's you. It was always you." I remembered the time I lied to him back in 1962. A small lie born of pride and a fear of looking foolish. I had carried that little coal of guilt for 60 years, letting it occasionally burn my palms when I thought of it. But in the light of the other side, that lie didn't look like a sin. It looked like a child trying to hide a broken toy. There was no judgment, only a vast, overwhelming sense of I see you and you are loved. We spend so much energy trying to be good, or successful, or right. We think the great ledger is being kept by a stern accountant with a quill. But the only accountant is our own soul, and its only currency is how much we allowed ourselves to be present. I looked back at my life, and the moments that glowed weren't the anniversaries or the promotions. They were the moments I was fully awake. The taste of a cold peach on a hot afternoon. The way the light hit the dust motes in the hallway while I was folding laundry. The weight of a sleeping child against my shoulder. The modern world makes us soft. We think we are the masters of our fate because we have apps to track our heartbeats and doctors to prescribe us pills. We live as if we have an infinite supply of tomorrows. But time is a loan, not a gift. I saw the threads of my life, all the people I'd touched, all the words I'd spoken, and I saw how they were all woven into a single massive tapestry. Every single step we take burns oxygen. Every breath is a choice. When the paramedics walked through my open door, I felt a terrible, heavy tugging. It was like being pulled back into a suit of armor that was 3 sizes too small. My chest burned. The elephant sat back down on my ribs. The bitter taste of the chewed aspirin was a jagged reminder of the physical world. I didn't want to come back. I wanted to stay in the silence where George was, where the light didn't have a source because it was coming from everywhere at once. But I had to come back. I had to tell you this. You're walking around in a dream. You are fighting over shadows. You are holding on to grudges as if they were gold, when they are actually lead sinking you deeper into the gray. The other side isn't a place you go when you die. It's the reality that is happening right now underneath the noise. It's the peace that stays when you stop fighting the inevitable. I'm sitting here now eating this terrible hospital jello, and I look at the nurses. I see the stress in their eyes, the way they hurry from room to room chasing the clock. I want to grab their hands and say, "Stop. Just for a second. Breathe. You are already there. You are already home. Don't wait until your heart is a statue to realize that you were never alone. Don't wait for the 11th hour to stop lying to yourself. We are so much more than these aging bodies, these wrinkled hands, these stories of loss. We are the silence between the notes. We are the light that remains when the candle burns out." I died for 7 minutes, and in those minutes, I learned that life is not a test to be passed or a race to be won. It is a party you were invited to, and you've been so busy worrying about the decorations that you forgot to dance. George is probably pacing the floor on the other side, waiting for me to finish my jello and come home for good. But until then, I'm going to sit in this chair, I'm going to breathe in for 4 and out for 6. And I'm going to love every single heavy, difficult, beautiful second of being awake. Because now I know. The dark isn't something to fear. It's just the velvet curtain falling after a very long, very wonderful show. And when it falls for you, you'll see. There was never anything to be afraid of. Not a single thing. Hush now. We don't need to worry anymore. Just listen to the wind and the maples. That's the sound of forever whispering your name.